22 euros in Prague can get you this disaster, it's a breakfast thing, or you can get this super fancy breakfast that's actually cheaper. And on today's episode, we will show you both these places. We're the honest guides of Prague, and usually we show you good stuff where to go eat, but today we're gonna start with the bad, because when I was sent this picture, I could not believe my eyes that tourists are being served this food under the name of Bohemian toast, and they're being charged ridiculous prices. So let me go try it and be the judge. And when I say me, I mean my buddy Honza, because I hate eating that kind of stuff.
Hungry?
Yeah. Cash.
Only cash?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Can I get the toast? And do you have coffee?
Americano, cappuccino, latte.
Cappuccino, please. That would be awesome. Thank you. But I also take only cash, and I don't have nothing. Smells kind of weird. Excuse me, do you have a box? Can I get the box for the
Take away?
Yes, please. Thank you. And is there an ATM I can use? ATM?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And can I get the check, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
500.
Excuse me, is it correct? Can I get the check?
550.
But the toast was $2.95. The coffee was 100.
Uber. Table setting for one person. And
The box?
yeah, 50 kron.
Okay.
And full service.
Okay. Thank you. $5.50? We just blow up our entire budget for this year. So this might be our most expensive video ever because, believe it or not, but the toast, there were two of them, okay, and a cappuccino I had, which wasn't really good. This all was 550, which is 22 euros, which is outrageous. I mean, okay, the taste, I guess that's subjective, so I'm not a fan. I can't wait for Janek to try, that's why also I took it to go, so he can try. And so, you know, if I have a diarrhea, he has a diarrhea. So we're both in it together. Yeah, that's it, man. 22 euros. Would you believe that?
Where's the receipt so I can believe you? Do you have a receipt?
Oh, here's the thing. When I asked why the price is so high, because, you know, the toast was supposed to be, what, 14 euros? Something like that?
Which is cheap, right?
Which is still crazy expensive for us locals. Well, I asked for the receipt and she didn't give me one, even though I insisted on getting it. Excuse me, is it correct? Can I get the check?
550.
Instead, she took the menu and started explaining like, that's the reason why it's so expensive, because you got the couvert, which was the plain bread, which is a great addition to this for some reason. Then it's 50 crowns for the box. Yeah, 250 for the box. And of course, extra, which is in her pocket.
Please don't believe my judgment. I'm not a foodie blogger. You can try it for yourself if you have spare 22 euros to have a small sandwich. But I must say that this one actually looks really good. The reason we went to film this is because we got a tip from our viewer that sent us this photo. And I was like, wait, nobody can be serving this to tourists, claiming it to be Bohemian toast. Like, what the heck is a Bohemian toast? Actually, now that you think about it, Bohemian. So I must say the chef probably had a better day today. So let's give it a try. Would this be cheese? I just came back from Holland, man, and they would kill you for this there. Ooh. The image you uploaded shows a piece of bread with visible dark spots, which could potentially be mold. If those dark spots are mold, it's best not to eat the bread, as mold can spread beyond what is visible and may pose health risks. If you suspect mold or aren't sure, it's safest to discard the bread. If you're certain it is mold, I'm not, that's why I'm asking you. And the bread looks fine in other respects, it does, it might be okay. But erring on the side of caution is recommended when it comes to food safety. I love ChatGPT. After deciding for 10 minutes, is it malt or it is not, we're like, screw it, I'm just gonna bite it from the other side. I would probably make this as a snack when I was 15. And if somebody would sell me this for 2 euros, I'd be like, sure, why not? But if somebody sells you this for 22 euros in the heart of a city and calls it Bohemian sandwich, they're out of their mind. It's just mayo on a toast with 2 slices of weird tasting ham and 2 slices of tomato. Long time ago, me and Honza used to work on a food show where we would film horrible food in the Czech restaurants and supermarkets, but we were only the camera guys. The host was an expert in food. Therefore, we sent him pictures of this bread to ask him, is it malt? Well, guess what? After we sampled the sandwich, he replied, dude, I hope you did not eat that. Of course it's malt. Roll the credits. Now, I only took a bite, and after we realized all this, I also realized that Honza ate the other half of the Bohemian toast. So, Honziko, I do apologize. I'm sorry. I told you we should get some interns. If you ever come to Prague and you're like, oh, what should I do during the day? How about I help the honest guide film an episode? We'll buy you food. Free food included. Well, this sucked. But believe it or not, there are better places in Prague where you can get better breakfast. And you're watching this show to get just that tip, so let me show you. Well, I guess hello and welcome to Cafe Imperial, a very fancy place, very fancy venue here in downtown Prague that is very well known. And to get a table here for lunch or dinner, it takes weeks to get your reservation. For breakfast, however, you can walk in, hopefully you'll be lucky as we were to get a table and get a breakfast. Of course you can get a la carte, you can pick whatever you want, or you can get the buffet, which is what we did. Now, why did we come to this fancy place from that dump we were just in? Because it is cheaper here. That's how crazy tourism or this weird tourist traps in Prague are. They are crazy overpriced for extremely low quality. But you can go to a good place for a reasonable price and get this. The breakfast per person here is cheaper than that toast and coffee, if you want to call it a toast. So there we paid 22 euros. Here, per person, 16 euros. Hello and welcome. Did I prove my point? I hope so. Do you think I can use the salt or do I have to pay extra? Because in the previous restaurant you had to pay extra for that. Well, we'll see. It's free. We also got poached eggs, still included in the buffet breakfast. Come on, your Instagrams will love this. I guess it's also fair to say who's the owner of this place. Very well-known TV persona in the Czech Republic, which is Zdeněk Poloraj, who's kind of the Gordon Ramsay, who did the Hell's Kitchen version in the Czech TV. So the waiter just came by and he said, by the way, if you want to talk to him, he's here. I was like, no, that's okay. Why I didn't want him to come over, I don't know. He's a tough guy. I don't want him to know what kind of food we were sampling in the previous restaurant. He'd kill us, but he'd be happy we're here. And we're happy to be here. We cheated. Not only we got the buffet breakfast, but there was a croissant sitting behind me, staring over my shoulder, saying, eat me, eat me. So we did. We ordered it extra. This cost extra. It's full with this genius pistachio filling that is so good. It's undescribable to the camera. Wow. So Honza told me to get this donut, that it's good. So I grabbed it and all these other guys just joined the party. They were like, oh, take us with you. We don't want to stay here. I'm like, all right, hop on board. By the way, and I hate to go back to that other restaurant, but their toast was called Bohemian. Well, it wasn't. But if you want to try something Czech, you try the Czech. It has Czech in its name. And you can try other Czech sweets here on the buffet. Honza's got this skořicový šnek, which is the very old great-great-grandfather of the trdelník, so have that. The comparison between the two venues you just saw is not only about the food, but the entire experience. You're being treated like a superstar in Café Imperial. And just to be clear, this is not paid promotion. They didn't even know we're gonna go to film there. Honza quite often visits because he's a foodie lover, and this is really the place to go to. Service, smiles, price-wise and food-wise, we can only recommend. But hey, this is not the only place in Prague where you can go have breakfast. There's many others, many we featured on our show, like Graham, Café Savoy, Adria, or the place Venue where there's always line that I've never been to, but Honza said it was amazing. All these places and many more can be found on our maps on our Patreon for $5 a month. You get access to all the maps about Prague, where you can go and be safe and enjoy your stay in Prague. And I can guarantee you that all the places, if you go have breakfast, will be cheaper than that Bohemian sandwich we started today's horror show with. We're the honest guides of Prague. Our goal is so you have a good stay in Prague and don't fall into a trap, but rather enjoy our city and you'll be happy to come back again. And I can also see you again, and that would be next week on The Honest Guide. And let me teach you a Czech word at the end, how to say morning. That would be ráno. Ráno is morning. And if you want to say good morning, that's dobré ráno. Good morning.